Hello, 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 everybody. We're back for this beautiful Monday. As always, it's a beautiful Monday, but we're back again. I can tell you, I don't know about you guys, but these days it's getting a little cooler, just cool down a little bit. I'm in Southern California. My name is Mary D. Welch. I'm the host of the Mary D. Show. And I'm here today to thank each and every one of you for taking some time out of your wonderful day and spend some time with us because it matters. Believe me, it does matter. And I like to thank the replay viewers, all of you, anytime, whether watching us live or watching us on the replay, we appreciate each and every one of you. I would like to take this time to thank our sponsors for today's show, and they are a new sponsor we have, and that's the Idea Club. For those of you who you'd like to make your ideas come alive, you want to get in touch with the Idea Club, and that's theideaclub.com. And the originator of the Idea Club is a gentleman. His name is Dumas Martin. And when I tell you this man is full of knowledge, he is full of knowledge of how you can take your idea from inception to a reality. So I would highly encourage you to get in touch with Dumas Martin and the Idea Club. Go to theideaclub.com. That's our newest sponsor for the show. Next, our sponsor for the show is First Friday's Travel. And those of you, if you're traveling, doing any traveling at all, I know some of you may say, well, with everything going on, this isn't a good time to travel. Well, I've learned that nobody stopped traveling during, even at the height of the pandemic, people were still traveling. So be that as it may, having travel insurance will protect you from having to worry about if your flight gets canceled, and we're in the midst of all that, or if anything happens, your luggage gets lost, anything that's happening while you're traveling, you want to be protected. Go to firstfridaystravel.com and just scroll right down and you see travel insurance. Get your travel insurance right there. Next is called First Book Academy. These are sponsors. First Book Academy, if you like to write your first book, that's the hardest one to write. The first book. Many of you would say, oh no, this is what I hear all the time. I have this idea and I just haven't been able to get it off the ground. I just haven't been able to get it done. Hi, Charles. I see your come across there. Or this is what I hear, unfortunately, you can say a lot, is I don't know how to start. I hear that more than anything. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to start. I don't know what to do. All of these comments I hear quite a bit, truthfully. And the one thing I would tell anybody, I've said this time and time again, the hardest part is to start. That's the hardest part. The hardest part is to start. So I would encourage you, if you haven't already, if you haven't already, if you want to write a book, now everybody doesn't want to write a book. Let me just stress that. Everybody does not want to write a book. But for those of you that do, you can go to First Friday's Travel. There's going to be workshops coming in the next few weeks. I'm wrong. I mean First Book Academy, not First Friday's Travel. You go to First Book Academy and the workshops will be coming in the next few weeks and help you start. Now, I'm not here to say that you're going to write the whole book, but at least you'll get started. You'll get started if that's what you like to do. Let's get that first book. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to you our guest for today. But let me also stress too, we've been having some technical issues. Many of you know Facebook has been down. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Facebook. Think about Facebook going down. Just the thought of Facebook going down. Facebook has been down. Now, it could be back up now. I don't really know. I haven't looked. But let me just say this. Just the thought of Facebook going down sounds like, is that for real? But to my knowledge, and then I think Instagram too. I think both of them, Facebook owns Instagram. So I heard that both Facebook and Instagram went down today. I couldn't believe it. I haven't checked yet, but I know that's what I heard this morning. But be that as it may, we have this wonderful guest, but I can tell you, I think we got it. All right now. So I'm going to introduce her to you because I want to read this bio to you. And I'm going to tell you why. When there are people that have really surpassed, their career is one thing, but they have taken it to another level. Let me just say that. when they have taken it to another level. I know I just said Charles said Instagram too. Yeah, that's why I want to read the bio. Now I'm going to tell you, is an intense bio, but it's this lady is she just this is so deserving. So just give me a chance to read through her bio so I can introduce this wonderful, wonderful lady to you. All right. Her name is Mary Wright. She has worked as a case manager and director of quality improvement, managed and supervised RNs, that's registered nurses, LVNs, licensed vocational nurses, and home health aides, caseload of patients, interview patient hires, orientation provided to all new employees. She has coordinated schedules with hospice nurses to precept nursing students. It says education, August the 10th, August of 2011. She's a Dean's List, Western University of Health Sciences in Pomona, California. In addition to that, she's a family nurse practitioner program, graduated May of 2011. University of Phoenix, Arizona, in the University of Phoenix in Phoenix, Arizona, a Master's of Science in Nursing, a Nursing Education Dean's List at the University of Phoenix. In Vista, California, a Master's of California Bachelor's of Science in Nursing, Public Health Nurse, Dean's List, also Palomar Community College in San Marcos, California. She's an ADN registered nurse, Dean's List, Miramar Costa Community College, Oceanside, California Associate of Science, Dean's List, Miramar Costa Community College, Oceanside, California Licensed Vocational Nursing. Her certification, I'm sorry. Yeah, the certification. Educational accomplishments. Family nurse practitioner, California Board of Registered Nursing Faculty approved by the Board of Vocational Nurses and Psychiatric Technical Examiners to teach certified nursing assistant students and licensed vocational nursing students since May of 2000. She's a Board of Registered Nursing approved to teach continuing education units for hospice health team and in the community until September of 1997. Risk management since 1995. Her professional memberships. She serves as secretary and board member and advisory board for the Community Care of Adults from 2000 to the present. She is a member of Sigma Theta Chi Honor Society of Nursing, Phi Alpha Chapter, Western University of Health Sciences, Pomona, California, IVBCF Community Service Shadows, acute nurses and long-term care nurses to keep currently seeking schools for motivational speaking engagements to inspire and motivate students to be successful and extraordinary in their educational efforts. As a motivational speaker for single moms. So it's Smurf since 2010 in Temecula, California. Mary Wright also taught emergency medical technicians, pre-trauma hospital nursing, combat life-saving, trauma aims and licensed vocational nursing instructor. Since 2002, she worked as an acute care, including recovery room nursing, ICU, medical surgical nursing. Also, she was a captain in the Army Nurse Corps Reserves in October 2006, an Army instructor. She is certified by the Army Medical Education Department, Fort Sam, Houston, Texas, by the C Limited Educational Specialist, RN Case Manager, Director of Quality Improvement, Director of Staff Development, developed and designed a quality assurance and improved program to ensure the agency provides the highest quality of patient care while maintaining Medicare guidelines and standards, objectively and systematically monitor and evaluate the quality of care and services to patients and her families. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like for you to welcome Mary Wright to our program. Hi, Mary. Just a minute. Let me get you in here, Mary. Here you come. And
Right.
there she is.
Well, good afternoon, good morning, and good afternoon to some and evening. But I'm glad to be here, and thank you so much, Miss Welch, for inviting me into your show.
Oh, I am honored. Mary, I'm just reading through the accolades. It's like, how did you know? I'm going to be honest. People ask me all the time, how do I find time to sleep?
Well, I'm asked that question quite often.
You know why? I think this is my answer. when you love something, you don't feel like you're working.
Absolutely. And I feel that way
Hmm.
every day for the past 30 plus years. I became a CNA, or actually
Hmm.
a caregiver, some years ago. But
Right.
even so, it's not like work when I'm on the floor taking care of patients. So
Oh,
it's been a wonderful journey.
it's, you know, because I say, I always tell people I retired, but I really shouldn't even say that because I teach, but my classroom now is pretty much my texting system.
Uh
So
huh.
that's what I'm teaching from. But I say that because I believe that the work we do, it's a ministry.
It is a ministry. I consider it
Mhm.
that every single day. And that's something that I have always mentioned to my students. You know, when you find something you like, do it and do it well, and it
Right.
becomes your ministry, and all the rest will flow. And do it from your heart.
Right. And that's what I mean. As I'm like I said, I'm reading through these accolades. No one could have. Um, you're doing all of those things that you've done is because you wanted to be a better nurse in your profession.
That's correct.
You want to be the best. It's like you don't want to be just good. You want to be the best at the
I
top
want
of.
Absolutely. I don't like mediocrity, and that's something that we uphold here at Trinity Health Academy at our school, at our nursing
Mhm.
school. It has no place in any part of our lives, not just taking care of patients,
Right.
but just mediocrity has no place. So I always say be extraordinary
Hmm.
and do your very best.
Right. Well, I can tell you, I think you've definitely shown that to me. Is I have a cousin that's a nurse,
Uh-huh.
and I told her this is before COVID, by the way.
I see.
I was telling she went in through the Air Force. She received her bachelor's in nursing, and then she was in the Air Force for 20 years and retired.
Mhm.
And she's back in nursing now. Went back to get her doctorate in nursing,
Oh,
and she's an administrator. And so I don't know if she's watching today, but and her name is Dr. Hicks.
I see.
And I will tell you, I'm so proud of her. But I used to tease her and tell her how maybe I should have went into nursing. It seemed like it's, but this is what I told her. I was afraid of blood. I
Uh-huh.
was there was a fear. I did. I said, I'm so afraid of blood. I don't. And she said, you get over that, Mary.
Oh, you do.
I never thought I would get over it, so I never tried it.
Oh, well, I wish I had knew you back then, because
Oh,
I'm the one to inspire all folks when they talk about blood, or
mhm.
I just can't stomach whatever it is,
Right.
but I see the patient. I don't see the blood.
I never thought of that.
Hmm.
My thing is, I don't want to see any blood. I don't want to see any bones. I don't want to see anything. Look, I don't want to see it.
But there's other avenues you could take too, or other um, areas in nursing one could take. So there's
Oh,
many, many branches, many, many.
yes. I
Yes.
had no idea. I only thought one. I was very narrow minded because I had no idea. I look at one as just the field as being like one thing,
Hmm.
just, and so I had no idea of the different areas are available.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anywhere from hospice, which I was a hospice RN case manager for 10 years, as I was teaching at two community colleges, which I taught for 28 years, nursing students. But I found hospice um, to be very rewarding, and it even put my own life into perspective. Just the caring for others that are on their final stages in life.
Right,
And it's nothing better than having a nurse that is very compassionate at
right,
that moment, or during those moments, because they don't die right away. Sometimes we
right,
have the patients on our services for 3 to 4 months
right,
to impact their lives, or their life. We just focus on their life and not the terminal illness.
right.
Hmm.
Um, I'm looking at this. I'm thinking. On my. It says to go live. I'm gonna click here. I hope that doesn't mean we lose anything, because I know Facebook has been having some connection issues this morning.
I'll stay
I
right.
didn't. I don't know what's going on with it. But you
Well,
know what? I've always said this. Technology is not perfect.
No, nothing is, but we
No,
strive towards it every day.
but we act like it is though.
Yes, we do.
Mhm.
That is
We
true.
we act like this everything is click 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 click, but it's not like that. But
That,
I went, but as far as I look at nursing now, I have so much let me say I have so much admiration for nurses because
thank you.
what it takes to do that and how you have, to me, in my opinion, because one of my best friends is a retired nurse too, and she said if that nurse doesn't have compassion, do not let them near you.
That's correct. That is correct.
She
And the
said,
patient is the captain of the ship. So,
right,
in order to deliver, excellent care, you have to have a compassion to do what
right.
you're doing.
Well, that's what she told me. She's like, don't, if they, and then her feelings were if people have burnt out in the field,
Hmm.
they need to recognize that they needed to change. And everybody doesn't know how to do that.
That's true. That's true. Or even take a mental health day off. It's okay to say, well, I'm drained. In order to recharge my battery to be a better nurse,
Right,
I will need 24 hours or 2 days off or, whatever amount of time that is allotted, but do so you
right,
can come back a better nurse.
right. Oh, well, like I said, I have admiration. Here's Shelly Dansby, the Dr. Dansby
Oh,
said, oh,
oh,
first, we have Oliver says, hi, babe, you might want to redirect viewers to YouTube. All good so far. So, um, I don't know. I think, is Facebook back up yet? I don't think so. I don't know. And then she said, how did you start your school? First of all, Shelly Dansby said, happy Monday, Mary and Mary.
thank
Thank you,
you.
Dr. Dansby.
Thank you, Dr.
Dr.
Dansby
But
and
it's
Dr.
Dansby
Shelley.
Saucer, I think it's gonna.
Yes, Dansby,
Yeah,
Dansby Saucier. And
Dansby Saucer.
my
And
Monday is
she's
going great. Yes, I woke up on the right side of the bed and decided it's a decision that we make every day. When you get
yes,
out of your bed, roll out one side. If it's not so good or you're not thinking positive, then get right back in it for not too long. Roll out on the other side and make that choice that I'm going to have a good day,
that's right.
despite
I
it's a choice.
agree 1,000% because, like you said, every single day is a
Mm.
choice, and how you treat people is everything's a choice.
Everything's a choice.
Oh, you're so right. You're so right. Well, her question was, how did you start your school?
Well, I had the vision in 2012 to be able to provide agape love and just a little slant towards nursing as far as um, having a smaller environment. Of course, at the community colleges is where I
Mhm.
started out, and I certainly enjoyed the transitioning from teaching in a private school to starting. I mean, teaching in a public school. I'm sorry, to a private school,
Mhm.
and so we're able to take in smaller groups of students to be able to
Mhm.
focus even more so on their journey because it's all about their journey in our next generation of nurses.
Right.
Professionalism is at the top of what we teach here and compassionate care.
Uh-huh.
So, and then it's been going
Oh, good.
smoothly ever since. We have changed many, many lives. Um, in on many
Oh,
different ways. And it's just been
okay.
a wonderful journey over the last 8 years, and we have grown tremendously and have many partnerships
Oh,
in the community and even job
and it's
opportunities for our students. I'm sorry. Go
okay.
ahead.
No, I was going to put it in the chat for people um, to see. Let me see. Let me put a comment in here so we can put the name of the school if they're interested in either attending or they know someone that might be interested in going into the field of
Sure.
nurses. And it's Trinity.
Trinity Health Courses at gmail.com. They can send an email, so trinityhealthcourses at gmail.com, or they can go directly to our website
Okay.
at www.thacourses.com.
Let's see. www. I'll put that in first.
Sure.
Dot THA.
Which stands for Trinity Health Academy,
Mhm.
and courses.com. That's the website, courses.com. Or they
Got it.
can just go to Google and type in Trinity Health Academy. We're in Murrieta, California, and uh, it'll take you to the link, and that's correct. So the link is up, and
There you go.
that is correct. And
Well, I know. Oh, go on.
I'm sorry, they can even submit a message from the website as well.
Good. That's why I thought if we do the website, they have everything at their fingertips.
Everything at their fingertips, and it's history from there. We'll take good care of the students, our potential
Mhm.
students, which today we have a group in clinical that actually graduates today, and we're starting another class Wednesday. And so we're happy to say that we're doing quite well. We're at a 97% pass rate.
Woo!
And so our students are they're well known in the community. We have
How nice.
many, many calls for our students because they do a wonderful job with patient care.
97%.
For the last 8 years. For the last
Isn't that
8 years.
probably the highest percentage of any school?
You're correct. We do get a report from Pearson VUE back east,
Mhm.
and on a quarterly basis. And the state of California is at about somewhere approximately about 89% to 90%. So, but we do a lot of special things here. We just really teach to the fullest, and we do everything where the students are not confused about anything. We uplift them, we mentor, we empower, we inspire, and we see nothing but good in all of our students.
Oh my goodness.
So we're changing lives at the same time and believing in others. And then that helps them to flourish because one day these same students will be taking care of us.
That's true.
You have to look at it that way. And plus, we want them to be their very best and that they can be starting out, because the CNA program is one of our main programs that we teach here, which is also a prerequisite for most schools, or it counts for points to get to the RN programs. And the best nurses are CNAs first. That's basic nursing care, bathing patients, feeding patients, weighing patients, inspiring residents, patients, uplifting them, smile. And now we have to smile with our eyes, and they're looking, so, our mouth is covered with a.
Right.
So I always tell my students, okay, when we go to clinical, we have to smile with your eyes.
I like that. And that's how really you do. I know, even just, in society, walking around, people, our eyes get very expressive now.
Yes.
Because that's all we have.
That's all we have. That's all we have. And it really makes a difference. Sometimes it even helps a resident or patient to heal faster, just smile. And I know when I worked on the floor, I've always offered service with a smile, and never was tired of what I did for my patients.
Right. Well, I can tell you, I could tell just by talking to you, there's a love for your patients, love for your students, love for the profession.
For everybody.
There's plenty to go around. You said you have plenty to go around. Now, do you do a lot of hugging before COVID?
I do now. I do fist bumps, or maybe we do a little dance with our feet, something of that sort, or elbow.
Oh my goodness!
I have to get it in. We have to get that in because love makes the world go round.
It does. It really does. Do you like for the students? So tell me, what is the process if someone were interested in coming to your school, what would they need to do?
Well, first of all, they will make an appointment to come in, or we have walk-ins.
Okay.
All of that is required is a heart to do what you're doing, and they have to take a physical, TB, have a CPR certification before they can enter into the clinical space. So that's pretty much all that they need to come into the program. And then we do a background check. Well, we don't, but the Department of Public Health will do the background check. We have the students to fill out the paperwork, and then off it goes to the California Department of Public Health for to get the student ready for their certification as they are in the program.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so that's pretty much all they need. But like I said, a heart to do what they're doing.
Now, is there a financial commitment involved also?
Yes, there is, but we that is very doable. We are not in any competition with anyone else with prices and things of that sort. So we
Okay.
make it doable where the students can make a payment.
Good.
They have a payment plan, so they can do
Hmm.
3 payments. And we're under the market with our costs because our goal is to get folks back to work
Right.
and send them out happy, and happy and ready for the next level because they know that we here at Trinity Health Academy believe in what they're doing. And
All
that's just the
right.
start of their journey, to achieve their
Mhm.
dreams. And every time a class graduates, we feel like we've graduated, our instructors,
Oh,
our
uh-huh.
staff, because we pour a lot into the students, which is well worth it.
Well,
Well,
I know Dr. Dansby Salser says near your healthcare academy is great.
oh,
My daughter loved your program because of the structure, the care, and the compassion.
and we love her daughter because I commend her, and I do remember her very well. She was
Oh,
into 2 different uh, schools at one time, but she was on vacation, I believe, from the university back east where she was attending, and she did a beautiful job. And I'm sure she's
oh.
done a beautiful job wherever she is right now. I'm sure she's done an
Mhm.
awesome job.
Now, what are the areas? Is it nurse? Do you do what is it called? Is it like if someone when they just draw your blood? What is that
Uh-huh.
called?
Oh, phlebotomy. You're talking about
Right.
phlebotomy.
Do you
Um,
do those or no?
well, and speaking of that, not right now, but we are
Okay.
expanding our courses. Not only we have the CNA program, but we also
Hmm.
have the home health aid. I don't know if you've heard of home health aides who
I
go from
have.
they go from home to home,
Hmm.
and that's only a 6-day course after the CNA. We're adding an LVN program. We have partnership with a wonderful provider in the community, and we're going to be moving forward with the LVN program shortly. Our students can also, we also have other courses that our students can take. For example,
Hmm.
um, a LIFT team course, medical transcription course,
Oh,
um,
okay.
many other courses, intro to Surge Tech Aid. So all of these courses we are actually refacing Trinity as we speak.
Oh my goodness. So you're expanding and growing.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And our students, we find them jobs everywhere from doctors' practices to clinics, private duty, residential mental health facilities or psychiatric facilities,
Hmm.
boarding cares, you name it. There's CNA work is exploding, or shall I say, imploding. It is imploding because of the need. So,
Right.
and they'll never be without a job.
Well, it's I think the baby boomers are driving a lot of this also.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
Hmm.
we do get quite a few calls
Hmm.
from folks in the community that are looking for caregivers, and we send them, our students.
Isn't oh, but I agree with you. They will never have to worry about having a job in that field. Um, that's one thing I have said about the medical field in general. It has always been one that's never it's never been enough people
Yeah,
for the demand.
absolutely.
And so you were pretty like I remember I was saying that about my cousin. That's why I was telling her. I said I think I may have picked the wrong career.
It's never too late to join in. We could talk
I
after the
know.
show, but it's never too late because we have classes from 2-day classes like our caregiver course
Mhm.
to the 7.5 week CNA course, and then of
Oh
course
my.
the LP program that'll be something that's on the rise that we're working with. That'll be a 13-month course for our students.
Well, let me ask you, how did you, um, what what happened to make you want to even have the school? What was there something pivotal, or you just said there's a need, or because that's a big endeavor?
Yes, I needed to scale down. I felt that I wanted to scale down, but still do what I have enjoyed over the last 20, almost 30 years of teaching
Oh,
nursing students, from CNA students to LV and RN, and even in the Army. I taught in the Army as well,
mm-hmm,
EMT and pre-trauma nursing, and preparing our troops, um, for war, if that would be the case.
mm-hmm,
So I
mm-hmm.
just felt I needed to scale down, and so that I could build up other folks. So scale down to build up,
Okay.
to build up others in a smaller environment, and it's been working out just wonderfully.
Oh, I know. We have another comment from Dr. Dansby Saucer, and she says, "Hi, Mary. Are you planning to offer an LVN program?"
And yes, that's the one that we are writing for as we speak. It's pretty much
Okay.
ready to go, but it has to go through the passage of rights and all the powers that be to make this happen, and it will happen. So I would say by the end of next year, it should be ready.
All
Hmm.
right. So
Yes,
and that is a licensed vocational nurse,
that's
correct?
correct. Licensed vocational nurse.
All
Yes.
right. I know I taught at high school for years, and I don't think they have the nursing program. They used to have it, and it would go out to Arrowhead. I remember that was one hospital. It was men and women, the boys and girls that did it, and they loved it.
Oh
They
yes.
absolutely loved it. And I don't know if it, I don't know, it may be going on, but to my knowledge, I think they have stopped the program. But I know it helped kids go, not only they went into, they received jobs from
Uh,
that training.
well, this
It's,
transitions me. I'm sorry.
no,
Um,
go on. I'm just glad that you're there, is what I'm saying.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, we are, and actually, it transitions me to my next point. Our enrollment advisor, Camilla, who just stepped back in from a table set up at the high schools where they want us to offer careers in nursing to their
Mhm.
students, and to enlighten them, because a lot of the high schoolers will actually take our summer course, which we set aside for them, for the high school students to take,
Mhm.
because they're going off to the universities, going into nursing. And a lot of times the CNA program is not that easy to get into at the community colleges. And
Mhm.
so that's another reason why we set aside June for 2 classes. And they do fill up pretty quickly, because a lot of the high school students are looking forward to that. And we have um, partnership with several different charter schools also in the community.
Well, I know too at RCC, from what I've heard now, is that it's the waiting list is like 2 or 3 years to get into the program. I don't know if it's still like that now that it's this was pre-COVID. It was a you had to wait a couple of years just to get in, and now I hope it's still not like to that extent. I actually know someone that left the state of California. This is one of my friend's daughters. She
Hmm.
went back east because she wanted to be an RN and she didn't want to wait.
She didn't want to wait. Yes,
Yep.
and that is still the case, but I always tell students, do not be discouraged. Do not
Hmm.
count yourself out. Make the grades, because there's a lot of variance into being chosen for the program, which taking um, a CNA program will give them that extra edge for being selected. It counts for points, and if they get a certain amount of points, um,
Oh.
for the app, within their application,
Hmm.
they have to turn in the packet, then they would be highly considered in comparison to someone that doesn't have their CNA. So that's why
Oh.
this is a popular course to take. So, and also students shouldn't put their eggs in one basket. So we go over all of that with our students to
Hmm.
that they're well armed to apply at any and every college, within the community. And even if it means that you have to drive an hour away, it'll be well worth it.
Okay, that's good to know. I think just knowing that makes a difference in as opposed to they go in, they think, oh my God, it's an hour. They don't realize this isn't forever.
That's
You
correct.
know, this is temporary. And
That's
you never know. You end up getting a hospital could be around the corner from you, or I mean, a position.
Oh, that's true. I've traveled all over the place for my education. I didn't think about this. I just got in the car and just started driving. Okay, this is what I have to do today. Square all my five sons. I have six. Well, one passed away, but I have five sons, and I actually started back to school when I was very young, 26, and I had two sons at that time. We had two
Oh
sons,
my goodness.
and so me and my husband, who I've been married to for 41 years,
Ah,
who also served in the military for 31 years. And I
oh my
served
goodness.
13 years. But it was, something that we wanted to do, and we made it work. And we juggled a lot of balls, dropped quite a few of them, and catch them. But you got to catch them, right? You catch a few,
Right.
or
Yep.
catch any, dust yourself off, pick them up, dust yourself off, and keep going. So I didn't even think about, how far I had to go or how long the programs were, but
Right.
I was looking at the outcome.
And really, that's all you can do is just take it one, it's putting one foot in front of the other and do it one day at a time.
Oh, yes, one day at a time.
Yeah, I tell students that because I used when I taught, I would tell the students on the first day, in their first day there in my class, especially mostly freshmen, I would say.
Uh
And
huh.
I tell them to stand up at their desks. They reluctantly stand up, but they
Uh
stand up and I say, turn around.
huh.
Then I say, sit down.
Uh huh.
And they would all look at me. I said, you have just experienced high school.
And that's how quickly it will zip by.
And I have had students come back to me and they're like, I never, with the day I had them do it, they thought I was crazy.
Uh huh.
And they said, it is exactly what you said. It's like we came in and it's over. They can't believe that 4 years went by that fast.
That is true.
I
It
said,
does.
I'm trying to tell you, you think it's going to be forever, but it's
That's
not.
right. It's not forever.
Uh-uh.
That's only a season. It's only just, a chapter in their book.
Right.
Then they go to the next chapter, but those chapters go by fast.
Oh, yeah.
They go
Well,
by.
tell me, have you written any books?
Well, I want to say I did start one, and I got so busy with life, but I did start one in the late 80s. And
Okay.
I think I got as far as the epilogue. I do
Okay.
plan on finishing it up and inspiring others with the book. Through all the atrocities that we all go through in life,
Mhm.
it's still possible. I mean, this is for men and women alike.
I am listening to you thinking, um, I don't know how you could find the time to do it.
I budget it very well. And that's something we teach our students to do too. Budgeting time and don't waste time
Oh,
because it's not on our side. Although we
no.
feel that it is sometimes, but
Yeah,
you have to budget the time.
you're
And
so right. You're so right. Well, I do have the academy, so we'll talk after the
sure, absolutely,
to get
absolutely.
get that first book done. The first book, in my opinion, is the hardest one to write.
Is that right?
It,
Okay.
it is. After I finished my first book, now I just zip through the rest of them. But
Oh,
it was just getting through that first one was the hardest one.
uh-huh.
And then now the other ones, no, not so hard. But I write mostly children's books.
Okay,
Um,
wonderful.
mhm.
Well, I'm sure with your help, this will be possible. So I'm looking
Oh
forward.
yeah, for sure, for sure. It's a breeze. You're married. This is a breeze. It's a breeze.
Okay, it's a breeze. I believe you. I believe in you. So you said if you say it's a breeze, I'm gonna go with that.
It's
I
the I would tell you. This is why I tell everybody: write what you know.
uh-huh.
That's the key. You're not writing so you're writing what you already know about,
Uh-huh.
and so there's no struggle with that.
Uh-huh.
You already you're and if anything, you're really an expert in your field. To be honest with you,
Uh-huh.
in your profession, so that will be probably one of the easiest things to do. But don't worry, We'll work it out.
Wonderful. Well, I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I know we have Debbie Franklin. She says, "Hello, what do you think of the COVID booster shots for seniors and are they necessary?" Let me put that up, Debbie. There we
Okay.
go.
Well, hi, Debbie, and thank you for tuning in and thank you for the question.
Let's see.
I absolutely they should get their shot because immune systems are compromised, especially the older we get. So the only protection and the only way to arm ourselves, and especially by the time we're seniors, we have other what we call comorbidities, and
Mm,
that's not on our side. Let's say diabetes or lung disease,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
cardiac disease.
Right.
So they need the extra layer of protection. So is it necessary? Yes. And even when they go into a hospital setting or nursing home setting or an urgent
Uh-huh.
care setting, at least they're armed with antibodies
Good. Okay.
to
Because I
protect themselves.
what you just said is what I mentioned about my cousin. She had called when the vaccines first came out, and my husband and I were. She said, "You guys are in the high risk group. You're both seniors. You need to be the first ones in line for this." She's like, she said, "No matter what else is going on, you're high risk. That's
Yes,
that's it." Hmm.
absolutely.
So,
And that's the only way to counteract, this virus, and that's the only way to slow it down because that's something that we are, and as a whole, as a general public, should think about is other folks' lives and their life and their children's life, and everybody's life. So that's a very hot topic.
right. That's what I know. We have another comment. Thank you, Debbie. Hi, Debbie,
Thank you,
and Charles
Debbie.
too.
Have a good day, Debbie. Wherever she is. What state is she from?
She's in California.
Oh, she's from California. Okay.
She's in Banning. She's in
Okay,
Banning.
wonderful. Thank
Mhm.
you, Debbie.
And Charles Radney says, "Mary, I hope a mutual friend of ours listens to her." Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you,
So
Charles.
yeah, he's saying because there are people, and I don't have to tell you. I'm sure you've heard the conspiracy theorists that this is the government shooting something in us to, what is it? The mark of the beast. I've heard that.
I've heard
I've heard some of everything. There's little, what do they say? They're putting something in us that'll make us to keep so they know where we are and all this kind of stuff.
I've heard of that too.
I don't. I'm gonna speak for me, so people, you know that this is my thoughts on this. When my cousin called us, she said this. She said, "I'm not telling you to take the vaccination, and I'm not telling you not to do it, but I see death every single day,
Hmm.
and you can make a choice to extend your life by taking the vaccination because
Hmm.
if you were to get COVID, the chances are you will not die from it."
Hmm.
She never said we couldn't get it.
That's
She
true.
said, "You can still get it, but the chances are now you will live from it."
You will live from it. And that
That's
is
that was
true.
it.
That's right.
That's all but she didn't say, "Oh no, now you don't have to worry," but she never said that.
Hmm.
Uh-uh. She said you can still get it, but you've increased your odds of surviving it.
And that's good information. That is true. That is
So,
true.
and
And I
then
think
we have
uh,
Elaine Wilson. Hi, Elaine. Elaine,
I
I tell you, there's some people here. If they're not here, there is no show.
Well, we thank you, listeners, for tuning in and tell your friends about us. Have them
Oh,
tune in or even share Miss Mary D's show today with your family and friends and watch it even later.
oh, thank you, thank you.
Does she have a question?
She says, "Excellent information, Mrs. Wright. I will share it so that our community can be impacted through your classes at your academy."
Oh, thank
That's what she
you
said.
very much. Thank
I
you.
know. Wasn't that
Hope that,
nice of her? There she
oh,
goes.
yes. Thank you, Miss Elaine Wilson. And I hope that you have a
Uh-huh.
beautiful day today. Many, many blessings to you.
Now
Thank you.
I'm gonna be honest with you. She helps students get scholarships to college. That's
Oh,
what this is her
awesome.
expertise. Uh-huh.
Wonderful.
And I cannot tell you how many students she has helped. I
Oh,
can.
that is so nice because the students, sometimes we all need a helping hand and we
We
have to
don't.
pull each other up by the bootstraps and not
Yes,
be so selfish about things and just do it and don't think anything about it and don't even look for a handout when you do pull somebody up by the bootstraps.
it's
So that's
true.
good information. Yeah, that's good.
That is so true. Well, I'm what I like to go through before. I like to thank everybody that's made a comment because it means a lot. So that I just so everyone knows, I enjoy calling your names because I just like to thank you that you took the time to comment. And I'm scrolling back up to make sure I don't miss anyone. I have Charles Radney, Shelley, Dr. Shelley Dansby Saucer, Oliver Welch. Hi, Oliver. That's my husband. So
Okay. Well, hello, Mr. Oliver. How are you today?
And then we have, I'm scrolling on down to make sure I don't miss anybody. Debbie Franklin. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope I didn't miss anybody. And I did say Charles. Okay. And Elaine Wilson. Hi, all of you, because the show exists because of you.
Yes,
Your support is why we're here. So just know that. Oh, and she says, you're welcome. That's Elaine said that.
oh, that is so sweet.
It is. It is. And take down that website, ladies and gentlemen, because you may not need it right now, but if you need it at another time or you want to share it with a family member, a friend, or just in the community, make sure you do so. So you want to just take down the website address. You can always get in touch with, and I want to call you Dr. Wright to tell you the truth, because your knowledge is phenomenal.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I am a nurse practitioner. I did
Okay.
go back to school 8 years ago.
Okay.
Um, I'm always striving for more. Learning is lifelong. I've enjoyed practicing for several years as a family
Mhm.
nurse practitioner. So, and with a wonderful provider in the community, gastroenterology was my specialty. And
All right.
so I encourage all of my students, I tell them you can do the same. I started out as a caregiver, climbed that ladder from
Mm.
LPN, my associate's degrees, my RN, and then that's when I joined the Army, fresh out of RN school. And
Okay.
of course, the military paid for my bachelor's in nursing, my master's in nursing with an emphasis in nursing academia, and it paid for my family nurse practitioner. So I also tell my students about the military. I said, if you don't like it, you can get out after 2, 3 years, 4 years, but do your duty and do it well. And then you get
Uh-huh.
out, you're a veteran for life, your education's paid for. So they have to look at all the benefits, you know,
Yeah.
being in there if, once they join. So,
Right.
so there's so much out there for nurses and so many different angles that they can take. And I mean, it fits. There's a job that fits every personality. If you don't want
Oh.
direct care, you can do indirect patient care.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. I try to encourage the military as a career when students don't know what they want to do. I've definitely said they will help you figure it out.
Oh yeah, that's a
Instead of
perfect.
me trying to tell you, I said they have a, literally tests that will show you what your aptitude is. That you
Mhm.
don't have to figure it out even for you may not even know what it is, but those tests can show you. And honestly, I've taken some of those before and they have really been right on target.
Oh yes. Oh
So
yes.
they've done their homework, I
Oh
promise you.
yes. Yes, they have. They sure have. And
So
there's
that
something for everybody.
hmm
Hmm.
definitely. So I tried, my goal too was always to get a student to be a high school graduate to give them opportunities.
Uh huh.
Because if
Oh
you
yeah.
don't have that high school diploma, you've already reduced your ability to survive in the job market.
That is correct, and that is needed not for the state of California for the CNA program. Let's say the student doesn't have their high school diploma, but they
Hmm.
want to go on to become a nurse. They definitely need it. So we always push that even for our students that don't have their high school diploma because it's not
Hmm.
required um, to have it for our program, but it is required for college, so they might as well go back to do it. So we'll connect the students to whichever school, or whether it's charter school, they want to do adult school, we will connect them to do so.
Oh, that's excellent. Elaine has another comment. She says, Mary, you did that demo with your high school students. Well, I did something similar with my fourth to sixth graders. Their time is their time is going to pass so quickly. I needed to impress upon them to all set their goals. You're
Yes,
right, Elaine, because it goes, I'm telling you, it looks like it's forever when you're in it.
that is true, but it's
But
not. It's only for a moment. And we do need to reach out to the middle school, or even the fourth through the sixth graders, as Miss Elaine Wilson stated, because
yes,
we need to plant seeds. And if
right,
you don't plant seeds, I mean, someone has to plant seeds,
right.
and and that way they'll consider it and keep that in the back of their mind, or maybe in the forefront as well. And that time does go by just as fast as you've mentioned it. Before you know it, these fourth to sixth graders are going to be graduating. It may
That's
not
right.
seem like it, but like you said, the time really goes by fast. So they need to
It's
start. We have to continue to plant seeds as the
yeah.
adults into our younger generation.
You're right. You're right. You're so right. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
know the field, like I said, is so broad. Um, and
Yes,
so, there's so many people, so many different areas that honestly, I don't think I'm gonna speak for me. I don't even know. Like you mentioned, um, because as I said before, my fear is seeing blood. I don't know what I think. It's so funny because I don't know what I think the blood's going to do. I don't know what it is, but I think it's just that's not something I see every day.
yes,
So there's
yes,
a fear in me if I see it.
yes.
That means somebody's hurt. Something's happened to them. And what if I can't fix it? You know, I don't know. But I'd had to get over all that in order. And then, of course, like I said, my cousin told me, she said, believe it or not, you get over all of that, Mary. You think that it stays with you. You just what you said, you look past everything
Yes,
and you're looking at how you can help that patient be
that's right.
comfortable.
That's right. That's what we look at. And that's what we sometimes tell our students that have that same comment. And they do fine. They do fine once they go to clinical, because our class, they spend 13 days in theory, 16 days in clinical. So we put them in white uniform in clinical, of course, in class, and they're in maroon uniform. But
Right.
once they get to clinical, they do see the patient. There's some things we talk about in theory, and they'll
Hmm.
go, "Oh my gosh," or we talk about just the word bowel movement. You know, but when they go to clinical, it's a different. They're a different species. I'm telling you, they just look at the patient and what they can do for them to
I
make.
believe it.
So
It's because now they understand what the body is doing.
yes,
And
yes,
before we just saw we just saw it do it. We didn't
yes.
understand what.
That's right. That's right. That's
So
right.
now that we know that, like you said, why it's doing what it's doing, that takes all of that away probably.
It does. It really does. And
Yeah,
the
that's
outcome, whether it's good or bad, you still did the very best you could with that patient, and
right.
hopefully then you've made them smile and impress,
Oh,
made a good impression, in the
right.
nursing profession. But they can
Oh,
work in many places, many places.
well, Oliver said, what'd you say, Oliver? I know I saw it come up. And he says, "Hi, babe. Good show. Very informative for this time. Thanks, Mrs. Wright, for joining us."
Oh, well, I thank you and your lovely wife, right? I want to make sure that Oliver is. You told me he was your husband, right?
Yes.
That for inviting me to the show, because it's a very informative time. It's a time where CNAs were never put on the map. Nursing, especially our CNAs, because they are our eyes and ears of nursing. And
Right.
CNAs have never got this much attention on the news as to what they do, nursing in general. So
Correct.
this is the perfect time for folks that are interested in the health profession to join it, because the salary is has this, all the salaries for CNAs. They have also increased
Mm.
phenomenally, and
Mhm.
job opportunities are very easy for them to get. So
Yeah.
we look forward to training many, many more students for many years to come.
Oh, right. I know too. Debbie has a comment too. Debbie Franklin, she said, yes, both
Oh,
Marys need to be commended. Thank you, Debbie.
thank
That's all.
you. Thank you very much, Debbie. Thank you very much. It's
I
just a
tell
pleasure
you.
to be able to wake up every morning and look forward. Can't wait to get to work. I don't call it work. To can't wait to get to the ministry to impact more lives. So that's what makes me tick, and I'm just doing a great ministry here. That's because what my heart tells me to do for our community. Hmm.
Well, I'll ask you, Mary, what would you, if someone's interested in the field, what words of wisdom would you give them?
Okay, so if they're interested in the field, keep that spark and keep that flame, although it might be twinkling when they first start
Right.
the profession, because they have to go to school if they want to continue on to climb the ladder,
Hmm.
just like most of our students do. But just continue to believe in themselves is another thing, because I've found over my years of teaching college that some students start at such a low place, but by the time they're finished, I know in my class, in our classes, um, they are just lit up. They walk out the doors happy, and they call us and let us know where they are now, or they stay connected by taking other courses, because they know that we pamper, yet we're fair, fun, and firm with our students to continue to
Oh,
provide compassionate care. So, but just believing in them helps. Just letting them know that I see the good in you. We see the good in you, so we could transform your life if you let it happen. So one has to let it happen. And I've always started out with thoughts for today, and this book
okay.
here is by one of my students, who imparted this book last month. I believe her name was Sandra Padilla, or let's see, I want to give credit to her. Sandy Ramirez. I'm sorry. She was in her class. And I have one thing I want to read. It's just very short. Um, it says, "You find hope the same way you find happiness. You give it to someone else and borrow a little of it back." And that's by Robert Brought. And then it says, by Lucy Larcom, "He who plants a tree plants a hope." So we're planting
Mm,
seeds here, watering them through VI, compassionate education,
right.
and sending them out to the community. So, but every day we start out with a thought or word for the day. And I've done that for 28 years of teaching college, because even on the college level,
Hmm.
students still need to be encouraged. It doesn't matter if they are children or adults.
That's right.
Adults are sometimes broken down, and we build them back up to be able to know that um, today may be dismal, but tomorrow the sun can rise for
I,
you.
oh my goodness. Well, I like to definitely thank you for coming on the show, Mary. You have been, I'm
Absolutely.
sitting here now. I still think maybe I picked the wrong career field. So,
Well, we could talk about that. We could talk
but
about that. We could change
we,
that in 2 days.
well, we'll see. But Debbie Franklin left a message. She said, thanks for a job well done. She was saying
Oh,
for
thank you,
both of
Debbie.
us.
Thank you for
And
all the listeners. I thank all the listeners and the ones that will listen after the show. My students are in clinicals. I know they wanted to listen, but they'll listen later. They'll subscribe to the channel later and
oh,
listen in. Yes,
oh, we
absolutely.
want to thank you because I'm just encouraged. I'm listening to you and know that if anyone knows anyone interested in the field, in the profession, it is I just, like I said before, I believe it's a calling. I just believe that. It is a calling.
It is a calling, and we have to
Mhm.
listen to it. We have to get somewhere in a quiet place to listen for our calling.
That's true. And then we have Charles Radney that said, he said, great show as usual.
Oh, thank you, Charles. Thank you.
It is appreciated. And all of you that left comments, and whether you left a comment or not, just taking time to be here is definitely appreciated. And I'd like to thank you, Mary, for coming. And
I thank you very much. You're very welcome.
oh, and please come back again and see
I
us.
certainly will. And
All
to our audience, have a beautiful day. Make it a glorious day.
all right. All righty.
And
Thank
thank you
you.
so much. Okay, thank you. Bye bye,
You're
everybody.
welcome.
Okay, have a good day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have just had Mary on the show. And it was actually, this is the end of our broadcast right now. So I just wanted to make sure I ended it and let you know we appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming. And we'll be back again next Monday. All right. Bye, everybody.